Peace, and high frequencies. It's funny now, every time I say it, I think about Velvet. Velvet, my aunt. If you all are not following her channel, Velvet, my aunt. I was talking to sis the other day. We were messaging back and forth on Instagram, and she was like, "Do you have T-shirts of peace, high frequency?" Now every time I say it, y'all, I think about, hey, what about this T-shirt? Peace and high frequencies, Black Fit Witch. So I don't know. I might get one if it's just for me to rock. And if anybody want one, just let me know. And we're gonna do that. But I know I'm gonna get one for me. That's cute. I didn't think about it. Velvet, she put that in my heart. But today, y'all, has been a day of relaxation. I got time today. So I'm going to go in and talk about this symbolic dream that just occurred. And because I love days like this when I'm off work and I only have to do those things in which I want to create, which, is pretty much that's every day anyway, y'all. But hey sis, Divine Connection 228. Make sure you all follow Divine Connection 228. She does tarot, oracle cards, intuitive. She has messages for the collective. I'm putting on some shea butter. My face is just so dry. And so I have time when it's not all about the hustle, when it's not all about the work, when you have time and days off to just relax. And I like days like this because I get to lay around. I wake up, I go to sleep. I wake up, I go to sleep. And y'all can only imagine all the dreams that I have. Because every time I go to sleep, I'm a dream. And it's so many dreams, y'all. I'm not even going to go into all of them because there have been a lot. And I've been receiving numbers. And I know day before yesterday, I wanted to share this. I received numbers in a dream yesterday. I didn't share my dream yesterday, but the numbers in that dream first started off with 203,000, and then it went to 253,000. And this was the money that in the dream, my sister had sold my parents' house. And I was upset, and I caught her there with the agent that she was selling it to. And she wanted $253,000 in cash. And so those numbers came up. Now, today in one of my dreams, the numbers 25 came up. Again, that's 7, y'all. I've been talking about 7 completion, all that kind of stuff. And so the number 25 came up, and I was at a gym, and everyone was like, okay, you can join $25. You can get backstage pass, da. So that's another part of the dream I'm not going to talk about. But this last dream I just had. I was seeing some women, or this woman. I was first having a third eye vision. And I was seeing this woman who was pregnant, and she was going in to have a baby. It was like her husband was there, significant other, and she goes in, she has this baby, and I'm seeing it's kind of vague. It was almost like fog was around where I couldn't really see all the way through. She was born on 25th. Yeah, this 25 is crazy. So it's kind of foggy with me trying to see this woman. But I was picking up on the energy of it. And the energy of her giving birth to this child, and it may not be for just the dream, but it's for a lot of women in general, is that, oh no, that's not it, but okay, is that, we bring another life into this world, and bringing another life can bring in this fear. All right? Because the opposite of love is fear. They say that the opposite of love is fear. And so you love this child, this baby that you carried for however many months, 6, 7, 9, who knows, some people 8. But you have this fear of how am I going to care for this child? I'm bringing in a whole new life. This is a whole new life in this world I'm responsible for. So that energy, I felt that energy really strong. And I don't know, who may just had a baby or who's feeling really strong about, hey, I brought this, and it doesn't have to be a newborn baby. It doesn't have to be a newborn baby. It can be, you can be an adult, and this may be the feeling that your mother had. This could be a feeling that my mother had. I don't know. I'm just sharing the energy that was felt. And it was like, this woman was feeling this heaviness, was like, hey, I'm responsible for this child now. I'm responsible for this baby. This is a whole life that I brought into this world that I'm responsible for. And she was feeling this weight of the responsibility. Okay, so then I shift out from there, and I'm in this car, a truck. And it was like it was moving, but I was also, it's a friend of mine that he has a YouTube channel as well, and he goes over a lot of Black history and Black culture. He went to high school with me. Well, anyway, he was actually doing a speaking engagement, but he had some buttons that he had turned into earrings. This is where it started to change. He had some buttons that he turned into earrings. I started looking at these earrings because these earrings were shapes. And in each, how you ladies know, when we go to buy earrings, they're on this cardboard. And the earring shapes didn't match. Like you'll see, okay, if it's two circles or if it's a square and square, like the earrings are supposed to match. Wow, she might be pregnant then, because I didn't had this dream. So the earrings didn't match. It may have been one that was like a square, and then another one that was something else. And I was drawn to the shapes because I'm drawn to symbolism, y'all. Y'all know that I'm really, really into symbolism. If you've seen my tattoos, I have 6 tattoos on my back of sacred geometry symbols, but I'm gonna go into that in a little bit. Let's see where this one is. This was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, so anyway, I'm looking at these different earrings. So I'm on cardboard boxes, but cardboard, and they didn't match. But some of them were buttons that he had turned into earrings, and I was like, "Ooh, I like these." And he had tape on the back. Now he had taped down the part that made it a button, and he had recreated a hook for your earrings. And he showed me how to take the tape off of the part that was the hook for the earring. Now, I see one earring that is a white Metatron's cube. So Metatron's cube, y'all. And I have Metatron's cube on my back. It is like the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It is the 4th, if you all can see that. It is the 4th symbol on my back on my sacred geometry. The last one at the top is the Merkaba, but this one is Metatron's cube. Okay, and then I also have here in my house, I have these. These are the cup holders, put on your table. And shout out to Remy L. Jeremy. He made all 6 of these with all the sacred geometry that I have on there. So I'm really big into sacred geometry and just symbols. And this, I'm huge operating for the right brain, because you all can tell based on the dreams that I have. So I go in it from the energetic perspective of how spirit leads me. So I look at one of the buttons, and one of the buttons is a white Metatron's cube. And I said, "Oh, I want this." So he showed me, how to take the tape off, and I put one in, and I was like, okay, I put one in. I see another one that is a button again, but this one is a gold Metatron's cube. And I was like, okay, I want this one. So I put the other one on, and I'm like, okay, now I have a matching set of Metatron's cube. So I have those. It's like, okay, I'm going to get these. I put those to the side. Then there's this box. Yeah, there's this box. So I opened the box. Inside of the box are more Metatron's cube. There is this how can I explain it? There is this it was like a brass like a brass Metatron's cube inside of this box. This box was like filled with like it was like puzzle pieces, that brass cube of the Metatron's cube that was in there, and just different pieces, but all of it was sacred geometry. And I was like, wow. I said, I didn't know he had this, and I want this too. This got all the little pieces in it. Now, mind you, I'm riding in a vehicle, and I believe my mother was driving. I'm still looking some type of way, looking at and shopping for these earrings and getting those. And then I'm sitting in the passenger seat. There's this child that's in the passenger seat with me. Now, I told you I constantly travel with this child. I believe it's, younger me or baby me, or, my inner younger self, baby self. And so, or I've also heard it could be ancestors. I've also had, I think before, sometimes ancestors like to present themselves as childlike and baby. So anyway, this child, either way, ancestors it's still you, right? Okay. So, sometimes the left side tries to be so analytical that it doesn't make sense. And I just go back to the right brain, right? So it's like, left side, you're doing too much. Let me go back to the right. But anyway, this baby is sitting there. So I turn around in the truck and I reach in the back seat. So I'm trying to pick up, the puzzle piece, like the truck was moving and stuff had fell down. And plus this baby had moved my box with my Metatron cube and my earrings and stuff. And I was like, where did you put this piece? Because this baby had moved these pieces and moved my earrings. And I'm looking around, like, where are my earrings? So I look around and I turn around, I look on the floor, and I saw that some of the pieces had fell on the floor. So I'm picking them up and I'm putting them back. And I remember the baby just was doing so much. And I was like, stop doing so much. Stop, relax, sit down. I'm getting the baby under control while I'm still trying to pick up these pieces. So then I wake up. Going into this dream, as I, have recently, very, very recently sat with it, thinking about the Metatron's cube and the Metatron's cube being here. This, as I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, okay, the Metatron's cube. And I only say that because that's what you all know the name as, but I hate to even give it a name such as Metatron's cube. But this symbol, right? This symbol consists of 13 circles. As you see, almost all of my back tattoos, as you can see, are comprised of circles until you get to the Merkaba. Now, the Merkaba is the only one, show you that, and on my neck that has just triangles. But everything else is circles. Circles are very powerful spheres. The spheres are very powerful in connection to this realm. And that's how I feel. That's how I take it. I feel like because we're in this field, a toroidal field is what I'm talking about, that's around us. It goes out and in. It almost looks like the Vesica Pisces, right? So that's the toroidal field that's around us. That's when I say high frequency. That is the energy that we are protruding out so that we can reach masses and masses of people, no matter if they're in here, Timbuktu, Thailand, Nigeria, Japan, Poland, Switzerland, Kenya, no matter where they are, they can feel that energy that protrudes out from your toroidal field, which is also to me a circle. So it has 13 circles, and 13, you all, okay, numerology, people who are numerologists and study that, you can look into the number 13. But the fact that it was here on my ear is like, okay, There's something I need to know from this. So as I'm waking up and I come to my computer and I'm like, okay, I want to, write some notes in regards to Metatron's cube. So when I go live, I can talk to people more about Metatron's cube, right? So I'm getting my notebook and I had it on a certain page from last night when I went live. And I'm looking, before I could even write anything, I've already written on Metatron's cube. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I wrote this. And so I'm like, I didn't even have to write anything. So I'm looking at it, and must be something that I need to share. So Metatron's cube, that is organic realities that come from the womb. It's another field time traveler or a time lord can use to pick up energy of that field. So time lords or time travelers such as ourselves, we can pick up energy of that field. Metatron, Kabbalistic term for creating one of those bodies, geometric field that can fold the matrix based on space and time. So what I feel like, and this is what I wrote, like I said, this has been weeks ago because I have no date on here. But I know I go through and I write notes, and these notes go from, and it's only when I'm sitting here, I'm utilizing these notes. And I believe these notes may have been from mid-August, way before I even, of course, had this dream. And so thinking about that and going back to this time traveler or time lord that can pick up energy of that field. And like I said before, in the dream, I was seeing this woman, and it could have been somebody that's in my bloodline. It could have been my mother, my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, who knows? It could have been someone, or, feeling the heaviness of bringing in another energy into this reality, because we are constantly, not only are we creating, but we are continuing the karmic cycle. All right. Every time we have a child and bring somebody else into this world, we are continuing to create the karmic cycle. It's like, what's the name of that movie, y'all, that just came out? I think the movie came out last year. I think it did. I think it came out last year, with Mark Wahlberg. What's the name? Mark Wahlberg. Infinite, y'all. Just stay with me and listen, because I'm going to start receiving some downloads in a minute. I feel it, because I'm going somewhere with this. So, in the movie Infinite, with Mark Wahlberg, and I can't think of the black man. What's the black man name? Wish I knew his name. What is his name? Infinite. Hold on, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna pull up the cast. Okay, I can't even say his name. But Chiwetel, him, right? He was the black man in the movie. So if you haven't seen Infinite, first of all, Infinite, we know the infinity sign. I just been talking about the circles. You're looking like the Vesica Pisces. The Vesica Pisces and the infinity sign look just alike. They're two circles that come together. I've even talked about this before on live, how I feel like in our karmic cycle and even in timelines, I feel like we're going down and we're going back up, and we're going down and we're going back up. And each parts are different parts of our existence and different dimensions and all of that. So in Infinite, in the movie, Mark Wahlberg was wanting to stop the black guy from destroying the egg, to stop. Well, really, he wanted to end it all. The black man wanted to end it all, which felt like he wanted to end reincarnation. And Mark Wahlberg was fighting against that. It was like, okay, Mark Wahlberg was talking about, hey, what about, our relationships? And, it was people that were a part of his team that kept coming back, that could remember their past lives, and they would meet up with their twin flames or soulmate. Again, it was one lady where they kept connecting each time. The black man was the nemesis against Mark Wahlberg. They were fighting against each other. And so the black man remembered who he was. He said in his mother's womb, he knew who he was. So he already knew what his mission was coming into this world. So he was already ready to go, and he was moving fast on what needed to happen before Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg didn't have any clue. Just like when we come into this reality, we don't know who we are. We come back in, we have to learn everything all over again. We have to learn how to walk, talk, move, know our name, alphabets, how to read. We got to learn everything all over again, math. Then we go through school. It's like we have to go through so much to learn before we get to a place to be like, okay, we learned all of that, but we didn't learn anything about our spiritual and our essence nature. So now we have to go and learn all of that. And we spend all this time learning this, but we never learned our true nature. By the time we get into learning that, some of us may be 50, 60, some years old, and it's almost time for you to die or transition and then start the cycle all over again. So I'm saying that because this movie correlates to something that is trying to be told to me in the dream with the Metatron's Cube. One of the things with the Metatron's Cube is the fact that it's telling me I'm a time traveler. You can use this symbol for time traveling as a time lord. Even with the Merkaba, we use the Merkaba as this vehicle, this spiritual vehicle to move us, around different dimensions. They're Metatron's Cube. These are for time lords. They can pick up energy from different fields. And I believe in that dream, I was picking up energy from another field, even though it was hazy and foggy of this woman feeling this energy. It brought me back into seeing the Metatron's Cube, one white and one gold, as an earring, because it's something that I need to hear. All right. And you can even look at the pressure points. Where are the pressure points where you put an earring on the lobe? What is that correlating to? We can even look at it from that perspective. What organ internally is this correlating to? All right. So the Metatron's Cube, since we have to call it that, but that symbol, that energy symbol of those 13 circles. And I'm going to go more into looking up that 13 circle. And it's crazy because even on this sheet that I had already taken notes on, I have a 1-3 right here. I have a 1-3 right here. Then I have a 12 or 1. I had a meeting on OpenSea at 12 or 1. 12 and 1 is 13. 1 to 3, that's 13. The Metatron's Cube has 13 circles. This was a note. This was a note that I did. I wrote this. This is funny because the Time Lord and all of this information started to come around full circle now that I'm talking. Like I said, I wrote this back in August, mid to end of August, probably like August 20th or something like that. And I had no clue that I would have a dream on Metatron's Cube. I don't even know why I was writing on Metatron's Cube when I did this. But at this time, I got to stay with me because the information is coming in. And I'm trying to give it to y'all where you can understand. Okay. Remember I just said about Time Lord. Even Velvet, she told me, she said, you've been quantum leaping. All right. I've been going. There is my soul essence. Me has been going in and out of time. There's no happenstance that I wrote this. I wrote this for myself now. Myself already had been here doing this and knew this. For best way for you to understand is like my future self had already saw me doing this and knew that I would need this. So during this time, this was written a few weeks ago, so I would see it and connect the dots. So now that I'm seeing, it's like this is a future self note to my present self now that was done in the past, because time really is an illusion. That's why on here it says the time traveler or the time lord, they can pick up energy of that field. Metatron, Kabbalistic term for creating one of those bodies. Created one of those bodies. One of those bodies has been created with a geometric field that can fold the matrix based on space and time. I've done that. I did that. Here, this has let me know that this is done. Their dream was to spark my mind and my memory for me to wake up and be like, boom, look at this. Understand that there's an energy force that is within you, around you, your toroidal field, and everything else is going and changing outcomes, y'all. And I needed me to understand and know and pick up on the hints. 12-1, 13, 1-3, 13, right? It's something about this 13. There's a message in there for me with this Metatron's cube. So I'm knowing that I'm definitely going to go into meditation. I write a lot of notes. And sometimes the notes are just come to me just, sometimes I'm just kind of like just writing out information that's coming in my head. And I believe I may have been listening to something. I'm not sure where this particular, I have no clue even where this came from when I wrote the Metatron's cube, when I was sitting here. This pad only stays here at the computer desk. So I don't know what I was doing or listening to write this, but it's here, y'all. It's here. So yeah, that was my dream. That is what I wanted to share. Again, like I always say, if you all have anything that you want to share in regards to my dream, my vision, if you haven't seen the movie Infinite, go watch the movie Infinite. The black man was my hero. I wanted him to crush the egg to end the karmic cycle. But of course, in this realm, they want us to continue in this karmic cycle of death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. That's just part of what they're trying to do. Even Velvet was talking about it with the demiurge. Part of the demiurge is the fact that the demiurge energy that is on this planet that people are worshiping when they go and do these different religious rituals is about death and rebirth. They want you to continue to live in a karmic nature, and they do rituals in order to raise up that energy so they can keep us trapped in this dimension, keep us trapped under the clock, under the time. But we can utilize that because we've been utilizing circles, but they utilize circles for something else. We know how to utilize circles in order to get out of time, and to be a travel lord. It's telling me right here, a time lord, a time travel, can pick up energy of the field. Yeah, this is deep. I didn't even know it was for to get there with me here. I hope the way that I explained it, you all are able to understand. I always share that I know the fact that I have these dreams are not just for me, first of all, but I'm having these dreams. There are also messages in these dreams that are outside of time and space. They are outside of time and space, y'all. And so there is no time and space when I'm in the dream realm. And I am able to manipulate, like it says here, fold the matrix based on space and time. This right here, y'all, this is my clue that has already been done. This is my clue, y'all. Do y'all see? I didn't write this today. I did not write this today. 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. 12 and 1 is 13. 1-3, that's 13. I did not write this today. It's 13 circles on the Metatron's cube, which is the fourth symbol on my back that I showed you. So I'm definitely going to go into a meditation here. That meditation is going to be able to connect that energy in, because even though I'm talking about the toroidal field that lies in this reality, there is no time and space once again. So that field can also connect to the field that is in other dimensions and other spaces, right? So it's not just talking about, I'm not just talking about connecting my energy to those, 7.9 billion people that are on this planet, but I'm talking about connecting that energy to those other parts of my existence that are in other space and time, because we are all time travelers. We're breaking outside of this matrix because we are time lords, we are time travelers, we are outside of that. And even though maybe all of my mind may not be able to conceive all parts of what I need to do, it doesn't matter, because there's other existences, and in my conscious and my subconscious mind, there's information in the mind which is connected to the mind of the all, that lets me know how to manipulate and go through this, like this infinity sign, y'all, how we do that lets me know where to go, where I need to stop, because this existence needs to know this, and then I'll go dream over here because this existence needs to know about this, and then I'll go back, and then it is like I just said on here, time lord, time travel, time lord, time travel. So if you haven't worked with any of the sacred geometry symbols, I highly suggest you do so. It's just like working with any type of divination system. I look at symbols of a higher divination form because it is the information that is in your face, that is in a lot of people's face, that they don't know. All of these logos, your car symbol, your car symbol is a sacred geometry symbol. All right. I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, you don't even know. People will put on a pedestal Rolls Royce, right? I said a few years ago when I was researching all the car symbols and all the logos and learning about who was what and what did they all mean, that lady that's on the front of that Rolls Royce is a lady who was sleeping with an engineer. All right, she's a mistress that was sleeping with an engineer, and she died. When she died, he was so distraught. He didn't put his wife on the car. He put his mistress on his car. A lot of us don't know this shit, right? We just thinking they put this vehicle costs so much, and you equate a status with it, and so you want to bring it into your life, but you don't know what type of energy you're conjuring up for yourself. So I want people to get out of being so left brain and really working with that right brain, working with the right side of your brain, so you can understand what is going on, not the way that they're giving it to you. Okay, because they're only going to give it to you the way they want you to receive it. But allow that right brain to give you the information. Start flowing with your energy. Start flowing with spirit. It doesn't have to make sense to nobody. It don't have to make, I want y'all to understand, it doesn't have to make sense to nobody but you. It doesn't have to make sense to nobody but you. And the more that we flow with it just making sense to us, that's us connecting the dots energetically that our soul essence wants us to do, so we can come around full circle, so we can really be doing this like the message that I sent to myself months ago, that I didn't know I did, that we can start time traveling and eliminating time, and then just seeing that we can remove ourselves from this karmic cycle. All right, so that is what I want to share. If you don't know much about Metatron's Cube, Google Metatron's Cube, look at some videos on Metatron's Cube, look up the sacred geometry symbols. I'm really drawn to all sacred geometry symbols. That's why I put them on my back. When I came back from a trip from Paris, and a couple years ago, I was like, hey, I was in the line to get on my flight to come back home. And the spirit told me it's time for you to get these sacred geometry symbols, and you're going to get them on your spine. And I was like, okay. And I just followed through with it. So they're nothing fancy like I showed you all. They're just those signs, those symbols that are on my back. And if you follow me on Blackfit Witch, you've seen these before. You've seen the base where my black and white Elekes are, is the Vesica Pisces. And then at the very top on my neck is my Merkaba. That is your reach. That is you actually utilizing, what is that? That is actually you utilizing your spirit body in order to travel through different dimensions using your Merkaba. And even Erykah Badu talks about the Merkaba. So you probably heard about that before. But the Metatron's cube is that fourth one that I showed you. So that dream was definitely a message for me with the box, with the brass Merkaba. The earrings were white and gold Merkaba. That was a button that he made earrings. It being in my ear, so I could be able to hear. I need to be able to hear the message that's being told to me and that's being received through me bending time and space and me just flipping the page today, looking through notes. My last note is here on this page, y'all. And I got all of these pages of notes that I done wrote, and this pops up. And I fall right on this morning before I go in to do this live. So this is definitely a message for me. If nobody else get it, I got the message. So you all enjoy your day. Make sure you drink plenty of water. That's in my spirit. Drink your water. We are made up of 70%, 65, 70% water. We need it in our system. Keep your mind focused. Not distracted on those things that's going on. I know there's a lot of floods. There's a lot of different break-ins. There's a lot of different things that's going on around the world. Make sure you do not trap your mind into those things, but you keep your spirit lifted on those higher frequencies, okay? We have to read. Like they say, readers are leaders. I'm always reading a book. I stay reading a book because you have to have your mind occupied. Right? So we want our mind to be occupied with information. And the more information that we read, you can let your right and left hemispheres of the brain digest it for you and then push out what the actual meaning is, because there's codes in almost everything that you read. All right. And everything that you listen to. So I'm going to leave you in peace. And as always, high frequencies.